He opened the alien crate hoping for food, but a child looked up. Father. The air in the cargo bay was thick with dust and the stench of rusted metal. Private Caleb Dorn crouched beside the largest crate he'd found since the Astor Vale crash landed. The rest of his unit had scattered, searching for supplies before the storm rolled in. Food. That was all he cared about now. 3 days without it, and his limbs felt like wet cloth. His lips cracked every time he tried to speak. The ration packs had been stolen in the night. By whom, no one knew. The crate in front of him was alien. Not just alien in shape. Curved edges, faint bioluminescent lines pulsing across its surface, but alien in feeling. It hummed faintly, like a sleeping animal. A warning or a promise? Caleb pulled his knife and wedged the tip between two panels. The seal hissed as it gave way, releasing a puff of cold air that smelled faintly of ozone. His mouth watered. If this contained alien food stores, he might live another week. He pried the lid open. Inside, a pair of luminous eyes blinked up at him. Not food, a child. Small, frail, with skin the color of pale silver and a crown of soft, white filaments for hair. It looked no older than 6, at least by human reckoning, but its proportions were subtly wrong. Longer fingers, larger eyes, a chest that rose and fell too slowly. The child's gaze locked on him. Its mouth opened, and a voice emerged, not a wail, not a question, but a single word in perfect, accented English. Father. Caleb froze. What? The child tilted its head, studying him like he was a puzzle. Father. It said again, softer this time, almost pleading. His instinct screamed to close the crate, to pretend he hadn't seen it. Whatever this thing was, it wasn't his responsibility. He didn't have the strength, the resources, or the will to protect it. And yet, something deep in his chest twisted. How do you know that word? Caleb asked, his voice low. The child blinked slowly, as if listening to something he couldn't hear. Then it whispered, You came, like you promised. He shook his head. I didn't promise you anything. I don't even know what you are. The child's thin hands gripped the crate's edge, and Caleb saw tiny scars along its wrists. Restraints. A shadow passed over the cargo bay. Caleb looked up. Through a gap in the hull, the sky was darkening with the silhouettes of ships. Not human ships. He recognized the jagged, mana-shaped forms. The Ketheri. Predators. Slavers. They were here for the crate. Panic sharpened his thoughts. The Ketheri didn't come down for supplies. They came for living things, which meant this child was valuable to them. Valuable enough to kill for. He should run. He should hide. He should... The child's small voice cut through his spiraling thoughts. Please, help me? Caleb's stomach clenched. He remembered the POW camps, the cages, the empty eyes of those who'd been left behind. Hell, he muttered. All right, come on. He reached into the crate, half expecting the child to bite or claw at him. Instead, it weighed almost nothing, clinging to his jacket with trembling fingers. The warmth of its body was startling, human warm, almost comforting. Boots pounded somewhere above them. The Ketheri were inside the wreck. Caleb slipped into the shadow of a collapsed corridor, weaving between jagged beams. The child didn't make a sound. It seemed to know when to duck, when to stay still, almost anticipating his moves. They reached the maintenance hatch at the rear of the ship. Caleb pushed it open and stepped into the howling wind outside. The desert stretched for miles. No cover, no shelter. The child looked up at him. They will follow. They always follow. Yeah, Caleb said grimly. But I'm faster. He ran. The storm hit within minutes. Sand and grit lashing his face. He kept moving, lungs burning, each step heavier than the last. The child clung to him without complaint. Somewhere behind them, a roar cut through the storm, a sound that wasn't wind. Caleb risked a glance back. Through the swirling sand, a dark shape emerged, six-legged and fast. A Kethri hunter beast. He cursed and shifted the child's weight. Hold on. The ground sloped ahead into a ravine. He leapt down, sliding through loose rock, the hunter's screeches closing in. The child pressed his face against his neck, whispering something in a language he didn't know. The air around them shimmered. For a heartbeat, Caleb thought it was a heat, until the shimmer thickened into a faint, glowing barrier across the ravine's mouth. The beast hit it and bounced back, snarling. Caleb stared. Did you do that? The child's eyes glowed faintly. I can protect us, but not for long. The barrier flickered. Caleb set the child down gently. Then we keep moving. They stumbled through the ravine until the wind eased and the sand thinned. In the distance, Caleb saw the faint outline of an abandoned outpost. When they reached the rusted gates, the child looked up at him again. They will keep coming, until I am safe. Caleb exhaled slowly. Guess that means I'm not done yet. For the first time, the child smiled. And somehow, in that moment, Caleb knew, whether by choice or by fate, he had just become someone's father.